What's going on, YouTube? Today is Sunday, May the 4th, and May the 4th be with you. Hope we're having a great day today. Let's go ahead and do some Nightmare gameplay. I love Nightmare gameplay videos. I like doing them every once in a while because it's a great way to combine two different knowledges in Phasmophobia. How to get evidence, how to do ghost test abilities. You have to know both of them. You do Insanity, it's more about getting the ghost test done than getting your evidence because you only have one evidence. When you're doing no evidence, you need to know all ghost abilities and don't have to worry about getting any evidence at all. And then when you're doing professional, it is all pretty much getting evidence, and it's not so much about the ghost abilities. You could know it to make it easier, but you don't have to. So this is a great middle ground for the two. Let's go ahead and start off on Edgefield. Then maybe later on we'll do a Cursed Hollow map before they all go away. The Easter event is coming to an end for sure. Okay, so I'm going to get the UV. So that way if it touches a door or a light switch, or if it steps in salt, I can see if it has UV evidence. The thermometer is going to tell me where the coldest room in the location is so I can determine if that's going to be the ghost room or not. And then EMF reader tier 3 is one of the best pieces of equipment in the entire game. It gives you a directional sense, a distance sense, and the EMF reading for where any interactions happen. I love it. I get a lot of people asking me why I ever use head camera instead of using the flashlight. This is why. First, let's talk about which each tier of head camera does, because I think that's an important starting point, because I think a lot of people don't know. Tier 1 head camera is a video camera, and if you're a solo player, there probably is no reason whatsoever to use it, because you need two people to do it. To go ahead and have a Tier 1 head camera on, you would have to turn it on, and then have somebody look through the camera in the van to see what you're seeing on top of your head. And so if you're a solo player, there's no way to do that. Tier 2 head camera is a built-in flashlight, so you don't have to go ahead and grab a flashlight yourself. You can free up an inventory slot to have a built-in head camera like this. And if you're wondering if the ghost can sense that electronic head camera on top of your head, it can, but only if it's turned on. Let's go ahead and put it in the perspective of this tier 2, right? If I have my flashlight on like this during the hunt, yes, the ghost is going to know where it is, and I'm going to hear a static electricity sound letting me know as a player that I left my head camera on. If I have it turned off like this, the ghost will not know where it is. It'll be an inactive piece of electronic, and the ghost cannot detect it during a hunt. And then a tier 3 head camera is built-in night vision goggles. I don't prefer that one. It restricts FOV, your field of view, and it makes it hard to see anything during a hunt because the electronic disturbance is so severe that you can't see anything at all. So I don't prefer that one. This is one of the situations I prefer tier 2 head camera over the tier 3 alternative. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing I want to do when I go in, find the breaker. Let's go. The breaker on this map could spawn either in the garage or the basement. So which one is it going to be? It's going to be the basement. It's not in the garage. Then right after this, you would want to go start looking for hiding spots because you want to know where you can hide at a moment's notice if you had to. Those are blocked off. We have this on. Let's look for temperatures. Temperatures here are 8.6. What are temperatures going to be upstairs here? In the hallway, we have 9.0, 8.9. So it looks like our baseline temperatures are going to be between 8 and 9 degrees Celsius. So we're looking for something that's the ghost room to be significantly colder than that. But we don't even need to do that. Why? The ghost turns on the light switch. So now we know where the ghost is. Is there UV on the light switch? There is not. There's one ghost in Phasmophobia on Nightmare Insanity that requires to have UV to be possible. That would be Obake. Since we don't see UV, we're going to eliminate Obake. Always recommend to double check if you have UV later on in the game though, because what if you got here too late, by instance? If you got here too late, maybe you went ahead and missed the UV opportunity, the window of opportunity there to see it. You want to go ahead and check later just in case that did happen. I know in this situation, I got here in plenty of time, but just in case of your gameplay, you want to double check. Let's see here. 5.8, so yeah, this is colder. 4.6, and then over here it's 9.7, so that's that massive drop in temperature, right? 5.9, 8.5. And that's how you know different boundaries of rooms, because in this room, it's 5.0, but the moment I go into the garage, it's warmer. That's a different room boundary. That's how you can determine that with the thermometer. Leave the EMF reader here. Let's go back to the van and get some more stuff. I don't know what our Cursed Possession is yet. A Cursed Possession is available on Nightmare mode where it's not on Insanity and some higher difficulty. Which is a little bit of a bummer, to be honest, because Cursed Possession can make the game a lot easier or a lot harder depending on how you use it. What are we going to grab here first? Let's go ahead and grab this, this, and this. I like to get the book down early to see if it's going to do any book writing. I like to see if we have ghost orbs early to see if we're dealing with a mimic. And then it's good to go ahead and bring something else in like Spirit Box to get it out of the way now before it changes rooms. You have to find it again. There is no orbs that I can see in here at the time being. So what I'll do is I'll just place it here so it has a nice field of view of the entire room from the van if I were to look. Next, we're going to put our book down, and you can see in the distance there we have that circle of coverage. That circle lets you know how big of a radius the ghost could write in the book. So even if the ghost was all the way in the kitchen over there in that circle, it'd be able to write in the book from there. Let's go ahead and drop that here. Where are you? How old are you? That's a spirit box. Notice I just got spirit box. The lights are off inside this room, but if I turn the lights on, where are you? How old are you? Are you angry? Turn the lights off. Where are you?
Here.
See, you have to have the lights on the ceiling or in the room in general turned off. So if you have a little lamp, if you have a ceiling lights, anything like that, you cannot have any in-map lights turned on. You can go ahead and have your head cam turned on. You can go ahead and have a flashlight in your inventory turned on, but you cannot have the lights in the room that's built into the map turned on to get spirit box. The spirit box is our first piece of evidence. I don't think it's going to be a mimic because we did not see any orbs. So orbs always have to be a constant for a mimic. Fake orbs inside the ghost room always, so no orbs. Hi, ghost. Temperature in this room, what are we looking at now? 1.1, so we're so close to freezing, so close. We know the ghost just went ahead and threw a plate over there and turned on a light switch. You see all the arrows there? It's telling me where the interactions are happening. So that EMF 5 was on the light switch, and that light switch was about 1 meter away from me. So we have EMF 5 for our second piece of evidence here. Spirit, Wraith, Twins are our 3 potential ghost types. Let's step outside. We know how to test for all 3 of these ghosts, and to be honest, 2 of them are significantly easy. One of them, you repel the ghost when you have a lower sanity, and see if it doesn't hunt for 3 full minutes after you repel it or cleanse it. The Wraith will not walk through salt. We can bring that in there right now to see. It's spread it all over the floor and see if it walks through it or not. Twins will either be a little bit faster, a little bit slow, and do twin interactions where it does basically one after another interactions in totally different areas of the location. Salt first, let's get all those in. Actually, I'll bring 2 and I'll bring a photo camera. Getting disturbed salt photos is one of the best ways to fill up your journal quickly. So if we don't get a disturbed salt photo because we have a Wraith, it's going to be a little harder to get my journal filled up. I'm not even going to place these all in the same spot. I'm going to spread them out so that way the ghost has no reason to not step them. So I spread them all in the same spot so I can take a photo of the same line over and over and over again. But now I'm going to spread them out so the ghost has a lot of opportunities to step in it. And if it doesn't step in it in a few minutes, more than likely we have a Wraith. Oh, it did. Cool. So we have 1 photo there, 1 photo there. Lovely. Okay, that's good. So now we're going to let it step through the rest of it. And now we know for sure the Wraith is not possible because the Wraith cannot step in salt. What are our objectives? Capture a photo of the ghost, repel the ghost with an incense, and escape the ghost during a hunt. Grab ourselves an incense and an igniter that's not going to take up an inventory spot. This one. And I'm going to bring 1 crucifix in there too. We're going to find the bone. I think that we're at that point of the game at this point, is to find the bone. Because in order to test for spirit and twins, I need the ghost to hunt. So I don't want it to hunt while I'm going ahead and doing my thing. I'm going to put the crucifix here to protect me for a little bit, and I'm going to go find bone. Take photos there. I'm going to have my photo camera, my incense, and my igniter in my inventory, so that way I have the photo to take the bone photo. And then I have the incense to protect me in case the ghost spawns near me or gets close to me during a hunt. All right, let's see where we can find this thing. Flush the toilet because the ghosts can't do it themselves. Fun fact too, the ghost cannot interact with the toilet. So if you ever hear a toilet flush, it was a player. That is a fun fact there. I don't even know what the cursed possession is yet. Is it summoning circle? Have I been? Let's see. Summoning circle? Are you down here? I was down here. It's not here. Okay. I was down here to look for the power earlier. Let's go upstairs to look for some cursed possessions up there. Maybe it's going to be Monkey Paw. Maybe it's going to be Floppy Frank the Voodoo Doll. If it's not Music Box, it's not Mirror. Oh, tarot cards. Okay. Tarot cards. We could pull 1. The Devil. Devil Fool. If it was going to be the real devil, maybe we would have gotten an interaction to go ahead and get that ghost photo. Or a ghost event, I should say, not an interaction. The Moon. Oh, I lost all my sanity at once. So now we have no sanity at all. This ghost is going to hunt pretty quickly. Or at the very least, fight my crucifix. 4 disturbed salt. 4 disturbed salt. And it's all stepped in. I'm going to take the crucifix out. I'm going to let the ghost hump. I'm going to let it hump. I'll put the crucifix by me where I'm going to stand so it doesn't spawn on top of me. But we're going to let it hump. So I think the moon card was actually better that we got it. So we don't have to wait as long for the hunt to happen. Always keep in mind, if you have an objective to get a ghost photo, you need to ensure that you have at least one photo slot in your journal to be able to get that objective done. Because if I have all of my photo slots filled and one of them is not the ghost photo, there's no chance that I can go ahead and get that objective done. It has to count as a ghost photo in the journal. You cannot have a full journal when you get it. That used to be a thing way back when, but they fixed it at some point, so you had to have a photo slot in the journal to be possible. And kind of following that train of thought, I do hope in the future they allow us to go ahead and delete a photo here, even if it's 3 stars. Oh no, there it is. Because if you can delete a photo that's 3 stars, you can open it up for a possibility to get that ghost photo, and you didn't totally ruin your perfect game. The ghost event has just finished. I'm surprised it still hasn't hunted. Because I know at the moon, I don't have any sanity. Okay. I'm going to hit it with the repel. And as a result, we're going to start a repel timer to see if it hunts in 3 minutes. Any hiding spaces up here? Hopefully. That's blocked. That's open. Lovely. Cool. A lot of closets in the upstairs area of this map. There's a couple in the bedrooms. There's a couple in the hallways. There's a couple in this bedroom here. So there's a lot of opportunities for hiding. So this is a great spot to run towards upstairs when a hunt starts, because there's probably going to be something available for you up there. Once the hunt is over, we'll continue to look at our timer and see when it hunts again. And the hunt is over now. There's the bone. Bone has been acquired. I only need one more photo to get a perfect game too. And since we got the bone, and we're potentially going to get all of our objectives completed, which we have, and we have the correct ghost type when we get it, we'll have a perfect game. What's this? Check this out. The ghost just went ahead and lit this candle. In one of the previous updates, when Bleasdale came out, they made it so ghosts can go ahead and light candles. And the only ghost that couldn't light a candle would be an Onryo, because Onryos are scared of flames. But every other ghost will light random candles around the map now. And the campfires inside the campsites, I love it. It's such a cool, immersive experience. And I love the fact that they included that the Onryos cannot light the candles, because it's one more way to naturally test for a ghost without you needing to do anything at all. On my timer right now, it's been 1 minute and 40 seconds without a hunt. So we're getting towards the direction where a normal ghost should be hunting now. Every normal ghost in the game can hunt in about 1 minute and 30. A demon can hunt less than 1 minute and 30 after a repel or a cleanse, and the spirit can't hunt until 3 minutes. So we're in the range right now of normal ghosts, but if it takes over 3 minutes, I'm going to call it a spirit. And it didn't really sound like twins either. It didn't sound like it was fast or slow. It sounded relatively normal speed to me. I didn't get to hear it for too long because it started hunting probably from here, and then it just walked in here and then it saw me. The moment it sees a player, every second it sees a player, it's going to get faster and faster, which is going to distort your idea of what the ghost speed actually is. 2 minutes and 20 seconds on the repel timer. We can even probably get upstairs so we can get out of harm's way, and we can determine if it's hunting or not by using this light here, or any light for that matter, because when a ghost is hunting, you'll not be able to hit a light switch. The light switch will not be movable, not be interactable. But if the light switch is interactable, is this an event? Yep, that was an event. Wow. That caught me off guard. I thought that was a hunt for sure. Okay. I wasn't sure if it came from the downstairs area to up the stairs, or if it started up here as an event. Okay, it's over 3 minutes now. 3 minutes has passed. And we have another ghost event. Ghost, what are you doing over there? Oh my. I think it's time to get outside and take some sanity pills. When you go outside and you can take some of those sanity pills to get yourself up to a higher sanity level that won't allow the ghost to hunt. Hey, ghosty. All right, take all these, because why not? When you take the tier 3 sanity pills, it gives you 10 seconds to sprint. 10 seconds of sprint could be huge in trying to loop a ghost, or if you're trying to learn how to loop a ghost, it can save your life for sure. So it's one way to go ahead and use it as an offensive item instead of necessarily a defensive item for just restoring your sanity. I do need one more photo to fill out my journal, so I'm going to grab this, and I'm going to grab another incense as well. And we'll go over to where we thought the ghost room was, where we knew the ghost room was, and check to make sure it still is there. And to do that, we're going to grab our thermometer, check temperature in this room. It is 10 degrees in here now. It was 2 degrees here before. So the ghost room has changed. 2 ghosts in Phasmophobia cannot change rooms, Gorios and Banshees. So keep that in mind when you're doing your little analysis of testing for different ghost types. In here? Nope, not here. I wonder if it's gone to the basement. 9 degrees, 16, 20. I do see some stuff thrown down there, though. Ghost, where have you gone to? 20. I got a ghost event in this room. 4 degrees. Wow. Okay, so this is the room. This is it. So you can see here that it has gone from the back area with the dining room here and the piano, through the hallway, up the stairs to the upstairs hallway, and then it decided to go in here for its final spot. So that's a massive room change that you're gonna have to be able to identify. And that's why I love the opportunity to use thermometer, because it gives you a very easy sense to find it without any guesswork. The thermometer will determine where the ghost room is because the cold temperatures don't lie. All right, 2 piles of salt in there. Hopefully it walks you one of them, and then that's my last photo. This hiding spot is not available. I do have an incense on me in case if for some reason it does hunt. I did also just hear a door interaction. I don't have my EMF reader up here to determine which door it was. Probably one of these hallway ones here. I wouldn't be surprised if it was moving again. Yeah, 5.2, 3.4. This is still definitely its room. There it goes. It's come back in. Last disturbed salt photo has been achieved, and now we have full photo. So that took a little bit longer than we had expected because we had a massive room change, which does indeed happen. So we're locking in Spirit. Didn't hunt for over 3 minutes after Repel. Let's see if we're right. Spirit it was. And a lot of people would have probably determined that Ghost was going to be twins because it went from that massive room change of the downstairs dining room to the upstairs room. They probably would have thought to themselves, this has to be twins. It's all over the place. But we know better because we did the Repel timer, and it did not hunt for over 3 minutes with 0 sanity. All right, let's go ahead and do another one. Let's go to Willers. I don't know. Should we do Willers? Should we do something else? Let's go ahead and do some Bleasdale. I've been on a Bleasdale kick recently. I've been loving it. I love the Bleasdale rework. It's one of my favorite maps now that always goes in my rotation. Can't wait for the Grafton rework. I know I've said it a lot of times. I'm just so excited to show you guys it when it comes out, or to be able to give you guys more information about it when I am able to go ahead and do so as an official Phasmophobia content creator. Grab our key. Same loadout as last time, nothing different. Thermometer, UV, EMF reader going on inside. This map feels very overwhelmingly large, and that's why it's classified as a medium map, right? And not a small. And it's actually pretty cool, especially when getting evidence, because I feel like I have a lot of opportunities to explore. Go ahead and find that breaker box while looking for temperatures. Temperature inside the tea room is 9.8. Temperature inside the storage area here is 6.9. The breaker is not here. I always mistake that for the bone right there, but it's a hammer. It's hammer time. 6.1 in here. What's the temperature over here? Have we found the ghost room already? I mean, that's a pretty significant drop in temperature right there. It's 5 degrees in here now. I think this might be it, chat. This might be the room. I say we get ourselves set up because I can see my breath in here now. The breath indicates that it's 5 degrees Celsius or less in this room. So let's get started. We'll go ahead and worry about the breaker later on. Let's go get some video camera, some book, and some spirit box to go in there and get some evidence. Come on. I do love the fact that they put so much detail on the outside of the map as well. The flowers, the benches, the walkway, everything. Because I feel like a lot of other maps don't have that attention to detail outside. I mean, Prison does because it's a prison and it kind of had to. But a lot of other maps don't have anything going on outside. This one feels like it's more developed and more detail-oriented. Grab that. Grab one of these. Grab one of those. One of my things that I don't like about the tripod, and I never have, is that if you go ahead and you change inventories, this isn't going to go in your inventory. It's just going to plop on the ground. I don't know. It's been a big pet peeve of mine forever. I kind of wish that you can go ahead and put it in your inventory in some capacity. I know it wouldn't make any sense, but sometimes new players will go ahead and drop their tripod outside, and they'll get inside and they'll say, where did it go? It's like, well, you changed inventory slots, and that's what happened. That caused a lot of confusion for newer players. Nothing here. I don't see any orbs inside this room at this time. Could be hiding somewhere, so we'll go ahead and put it down. Book going down as well. Make sure that protection radius is mostly inside the ghost room, so you're making the most of it. Where are you? We have an interaction. Interaction coming from this direction, it says. I think it probably threw something right here. So it probably threw like a sponge or something. 3 EMF. Where are you? How old are you? You're far.
Elderly.
You're elderly. Spirit box. First evidence acquired. No orbs at this time, so we're going to eliminate Mimic, but we can always bring it back in if we do find an orb. Has not touched any door or light switch yet, so I don't know about UV. Let's go grab a couple more things from the van, maybe get some salt, so we can look for UV footprints. That's one way to good way to force some UV out. Because sometimes if it's not going to go ahead and touch a window, a door, a light switch, anything like that, it can leave UV on. At least if it walks through salt, you'll know if you have it or not. I'm going to get a crucifix in case it's an early hunter, salt to check for UV, and a photo camera to start getting some photos to get that perfect game possibly. Speaking of perfect game, what are our objectives? Repel, escape, prevents a ghost hunting with a crucifix. So good thing we're bringing the crucifix in now. Let's go. I do love the tea room. The tea room is so cool. I don't know if everybody's had a possibility to get a poltergeist in there yet. The poltergeist in the tea room is so freaking cool. It's like a whirlwind went through there. It's crazy. Okay, crucifix is down. Same thing with the book. You want to place the crucifix somewhere that's very centralized inside the ghost room, so you're getting the most out of its protection radius. So you can see here, if I were to place it right here, so much of that protection would be going outside, and that's not going to be useful. So I'm going to place it like over here. That way it's mostly inside. Get some salt down. I'm going to spread out the salt again so I can get a better chance for it to step through it. We got 2 over here, 1 over here if it steps between this furnace and that box. Give me the UV light for when it does decide to go ahead and step through it. I mean, it is possible that it's raised, so it may not step in it at all. That would be great to go ahead and know that early on. I heard another interaction throw. And that's coming from here on the shelf. 6.3 meters away. We're on top of it. 3 EMF. So at this point, there is no... Oh, there we go. There we go right there. It stepped in the salt. UV, and it stepped in salt, so no wraith. Go ahead and get a couple photos. I can figure out where I put my photo camera. Oh, missed that one, but we got 1 footprint photo, and then we got 1 disturbed salt photo as well. So our second evidence is UV, which means that we have an opportunity at either a poltergeist or a phantom. Mimic's not possible because we didn't see orbs, but I'm going to check again just to be sure. You can never be too sure with the Mimic. You want to double, triple check it. Make sure we got some footprint photos there. We did. Let me get 1 disturbed salt photo there. We're getting a lot of UV photos to fill up our journal, which is always great. Very low effort to get that. Ghost event. There we go. We got a ghost photo too. And notice that the ghost is not inside of the photo. It disappeared when I took a photo of it, which means that we probably have a phantom. The phantom will disappear out of ghost photos. Or it could have just been unlucky and been at the end of the event. So we always want to double check by allowing the ghost to hunt and see if we see those phantom blinking patterns where it disappears. It is invisible for 2 seconds at a time. So what we're going to do now, need 1 more photo, right? And it doesn't need to be anything specific. I needed to let it bite my crucifix too. I might get another crucifix here. Let's go back to the van. Another crucifix, get a repel, get ourselves a lighter so we can go ahead and light the incense. And then we'll probably grab something else too. But I don't really think we need anything else. I think that might be it. I definitely don't want to take any sanity pills because I want the ghost to hunt to confirm that it is phantom. That, got that. Give me this. And we do want to let the ghost hunt too to get the crucifix done as well. We could go find the cursed object in the bone. We don't have bone yet, do we? That's probably what we're going to do then. Let's go bone hunting. I still don't even know where the breaker is. At this point, I don't think the breaker really matters that much, but the bone does. We'll go drop this crucifix inside the ghost room. The Phantom does have a roaming ability towards players, as does the Banshee. And the Wraith has a teleportation, but Phantom's the only one right now that really matters. I'm not gonna lie, I saw like a light here in the corner from the lightning, and it looked like a face, and I just kind of crapped myself a little bit. Oh my goodness. The lightning jump scare is real. The lighting in this game is so loud too. It's the loudest I've ever had. So I've played a lot of horror games, but this has some loud lightning. One of the things I don't like about the Easter events, and I know I've said this countless times, and I don't mean to go ahead and harp, but I really have a hard time finding bones on Easter event maps. There's so much extra stuff all over the place. It's just hard to identify it. Not that it's not hard to identify the bone on this map already, because there's so much stuff going on. Now it's even more difficult. We'll do a little loop on the outside here, see if we can find bone. If we did have Ouija board, we could ask the Ouija board where the bone is. That would be short work of it. And I know exactly where the Ouija board spawns. It spawns inside of the living room. So we're already heading in that direction. We can go ahead and check it out. I don't see a bone out here, though. Going up here. We'll check the patio real quick. The breaker could also spawn right here, but it's not. So it's not inside of the storage area, not on the back patio. It's got to be up towards the attic. That's the other spawn point. No bone. And the Ouija board, if we have it, will be right here. Nope, not there. Okay. Do we have the music box? The music box could be inside the tea room. I may have totally missed it. Oh, it would spawn right there. It's not there. I don't see a bone around here. I haven't checked the kitchen or the dining room yet, so I'm going to have to go back to that. No bone here. There. Oh. I see. I thought that was the bone. I thought that little string there was the bone. I got so mixed up there. Bone where you at? Do a little loop around here to see if I see a bone. The bathroom and the closet of this room are disconnected from the main room. So if you have a ghost in here, it's either going to be in the bathroom, the closet, or the bedroom specifically. It's not going to be in all three because they're considered different ghost room boundaries, which is a very unique aspect of this map that other maps don't have. Other maps, if you have a master bedroom, it's all connected, the bathroom, the closet, and the bedroom. But this map is not. I don't know why they decided to make that change. Maybe to make it a little bit easier for people to investigate. Breaker should be right here. We've checked the other two spots, so it's got to be here. Breaker is now on. Turn some lights on here a second. We got a mirror. Mirror on the wall. Take our last photo there was going to be a mirror. I think my favorite piece of cursed possessions is probably tarot cards and Ouija board. Ouija board has a lot of great utility. You can go ahead and test for Thay by asking how old the ghost is. You can go ahead and figure out the ghost room. You can ask the bone location. You could do a lot of different things. You could have fun with it and just ask some random questions that are just ridiculous, aka pickles. You know the pickles question. And then my other one's the tarot cards, because you never know what you're going to get. It's a lot of chaos, and I love that aspect to it. Little family game night, pulling some cards. No bone in here. I think the last place I haven't looked is downstairs in the dining room and the kitchen, and then upstairs in the attic here. Let's double check to see if the ghost is hunting or not. Nope, it's not hunting. I can move that light switch. And the crucifix has not been eaten yet. Surprised our sanity isn't low enough for it to start hunting yet. I feel like I've been in a lot of dark areas for a while, so my sanity should be dropping pretty quickly. You all didn't know, inside these cobwebs here, you have an opportunity to see a spider named Lilith. Lilith is a spider that's from these little cases here, and they have gone out of their encampment here. You can see here, there's a broken piece of glass right there, so the spider is on the loose. This may be one of those situations where we go ahead and say when we couldn't find the bone and we give up on it. And it's not necessarily a make or break situation, because I think if the bone takes you over 5 minutes to find, it's not worth your time. It's going to be a better ROI, a better return on investment to go ahead and just do another round and try again than to go ahead and try to get a bone and get a perfect game that's going to give you like $230. Let's see, the ghost still has not eaten the crucifix as well. We could go ahead and peer through the mirror and try to get our sanity down a little bit. That might be a play. Go upstairs, go to the mirror, take a little bit of a look through it, let it drain our sanity down. Don't break it if possible, because if it's going to break it, I only have tier 2 crucies, so it's not going to stop the hunt because we don't have tier 3. Cool. That should go ahead and bring it down a decent amount. So hopefully it'll go ahead and hunt soon. And hopefully it's not doing its phantom roaming towards me. Maybe just to ensure that the ghost eats the crucifix, we'll go stand by the crucifixes. That way if it's phantom roaming towards me, it'll be here. Perfect. That's exactly what we wanted. Crucifix has been eaten. Now we can go ahead and get all of our crucifixes out of here, and we can let it actually hunt. It's an event. I know it was an event because it was way too soon after the actual hunt that was stopped by the crucifix for it to hunt again. We have another crucifix over here we're going to pull out. Going to put them both over here. And then I am going to position myself even further back this way. Also, you may see at the corner right of your screen there, we did have a breath event, a ghost fart, whatever you like to call it. That cannot be Oni. Oni can't do that specific ability. Got the rappel off. See if we can get outside, get to some safer area. So with that rappel, we went ahead and we repelled the ghost. If the ghost stops hunting and I don't die, we'll get the escape as well. Also, look at this. We have this amazing hiding spot available out here. I have never been found by the ghost in this hiding spot. Maybe only once, but I think it's because one of my teammates had their electronics on, It's never come in here after me. So I think this is a really great hiding spot if you're on this map. The one downside of this hiding spot, though, is you don't really know if the ghost hunt's over. Because if the ghost is inside making its hunting sounds, you can't hear it from outside. So you just kind of have to take a little bit of a chance here and go for it. I'm going to go over to the gate and open. That means the hunt's over. Because that's an external door there. So we have, I believe, a perfect game. All 3-star photos. All objectives completed. I'm realizing I didn't get an opportunity to show the phantom blinking too well. So I'm going to do it again right now. Let's go inside, get some of these lights on. I really want to be able to showcase what the phantom blinking looks like. Because I get a lot of comments in my videos asking, what does it look like when a ghost is hard to see? And then you can go ahead and figure out the opposite side. What does it look like when a ghost is easy to see? Ghost is at a little event here. It's probably going to hunt here in a second. I can tell it's hunting. You can see the light blinking in there. That is actually not phantom blinking. That must be a poltergeist. Has it really been throwing that much stuff in here, though? Come back. It just totally walked on by me. Hello? Ghost, come back. Where are you going? I think it's time to look for orbs again. I don't see any orbs in this room. So I don't believe this is a mimic. There you go. I just heard it throw probably numerous objects just now. Once the hunt ended, it came back to this room. So I think this actually is poltergeist. I can still see my breath in here, so it's definitely still the ghost room. I think we came back to double check because when I was hunting here, I was saying to myself, I was like, man, that really didn't look like phantom blinking. So I should really go ahead and showcase it for everybody watching this video. And when I came back to look at it with all you, we noticed it wasn't phantom blinking. So look at that. So I'm assuming what happened in this photo, by some chance of bad luck, I must have caught the ghost photo at the very end of the event where it was basically disappearing and it still counted. So this is first-hand experience to show you that you cannot take the ghost photo as actual evidence to say that you do or do not have phantom. The only way I've ever relied on the photo proving that it's a phantom is if I take a photo of the ghost during the event and then the ghost continuously keeps doing the event sound. Let's say, for example, it's Ring Around the Rosie. I take a photo of the ghost, it disappears, but I still hear it singing Ring Around the Rosie. That's the only way I'll ever take it for 100% truth, because there's always a possibility you caught it right at the end of the event. So this is a great learning experience for all. All right, let's go ahead and lock in poltergeist and get out of here. Always got to double check. Always got to double check. Especially when it comes to mimics, you just never know. It's always a mimic until proven otherwise. Poltergeist it was. Very interesting, because I was doing a lot of single throws earlier in the round. We were inside that room, and then towards the end, I guess it started to pick up some activity. So we were able to see it definitely after it did that hunt. After it did the hunt, it came back into the room, and it threw those multiple objects there. $2,005 dues. I did not find the bone. If you ever want to know where the bone was, though, if you're not sure, go to the detailed statistics button. Scroll all the way down to the bottom. The last one, it was in the garden. So it was in the garden somewhere. There's probably a very good chance we had one of the thinner bone models, and it was hiding in the high grass, which is a very difficult thing to see. So I'm not too upset that I missed it, to be honest, because if it would have been anywhere else, I would have been like, how did I not see that? But inside the garden, it can be very tricky. It could even spawn in some of the shrubberies, and then you just don't know that it's there. I'd like to do one more round on Tanglewood real quick, a very small map, and I kind of want to show a different approach at doing Nightmare Round. Let's say that you're a player that's been playing Phasmophobia for a long time. You don't want to get really stuck in the evidence-finding part of Nightmare to too much extent. So if you're looking for that level of gameplay that allows you to go ahead and get a lot of action very quickly and then determine what ghosts you have, this is what I'm going to recommend. I'm going to grab Headcam, Igniter that's not going to take up an inventory spot, one of the incenses, and some salt, and we're going to get inside real quick. I'm going to immediately find the Cursed Possession. Now, this is one of the benefits of having Cursed Possession as well, that I don't get the luxury of when I do no evidence gameplay because I don't have one. And I'm going to show you how this could be pretty strong if you know a lot of the ghost abilities already and you want to kind of play that level of gameplay. I'm going to go inside, probably the garage. Hopefully the ghost room is not the garage, hopefully. Get the power on too so I can see better. Going You don't have to get the power on, but I figured since we're doing a video, we will. Grab the mirror. I'm going to go inside the garage. Now, this is essentially going to be just like playing on no evidence, right? Because I'm going to use the cursed object, I'm going to break it immediately, and I'm going to drain my sanity down to 0. But it's going to allow me to go and determine what ghosts I do and do not have very on. It's in the front hallway. That's the ghost room. Now, notice, I just got my sanity low enough to allow it to hunt. I did not break the mirror. Okay, normal blinking patterns. No phantom, no Oni. It is getting a little bit faster every opportunity I let it see me. And we're going to do a repel. Oh, I might have gotten that repel off. I thought we're going to go ahead and say that I did. I don't know if that was before the end of the hunt or after. Either way, I'm going to start the repel timer now. Now we know the ghost room, but we know a couple ghosts that it's not. We know for sure it's not going to be Oni blinking patterns because it wasn't very visible. No phantom blinking patterns. It wasn't invisible for 2 seconds at a time. Not going to be a Revenant speed boost where it knows where I was because the ghost was not nearly that fast. Not fast enough for a Moroi with lower sanity, and I do have lower sanity because I used the mirror for so long. Hi, ghost. Not fast enough for a young Fae. Not a Deogen. Didn't rush to my location and slow down when it got there. So we have all of those, plus even a little bit more. Like it gained line of sight speed when it saw me around the car every now and then, so no Hantu. So we're going to have all those things already. Another event. Light breaking event. Could be mirror. So we're already starting to get in that mindset immediately of ghost testing first, reinforcing with evidence later on. This is another way to go ahead and maybe to make your gameplay on Nightmare even more interesting and fast-paced for you. EMF 5. EMF 5 confirmed. Where are you? How old are you? Are you near? Are you far? Are you angry? Are you scared? Are you happy? Are you sad? Are you young? Nothing on Spirit Box. All right, let's go back to the van, grab another incense, grab some salt for wraith testing, and I need a photo camera in here to start getting some photos. One of these. Actually, did it walk through salt already? That might be something that I may have missed. Maybe it did walk through salt, or did not. Because I put the salt down in the doorway coming into the garage, but I didn't really observe it. Let's go back in there and check it out. Here's a crucifix inside the ghost room. Maybe it'll stop a hunt from happening. It did walk in salt, so it's not a wraith. We got 3 photos right here because it's 3 salt containers on top of 1 line. All right. Hunted on top of me, not a shade. 2 photos there. Interaction. Burnt crucifix. I was here for the interaction. You can get an interaction photo on anything as long as you have an EMF reading on it. Once the EMF reading is gone, your interaction window is gone as well. Ghost photo. Cool. We did actually start a repel timer as well. When it hunted us the first time, and it hunted and it ate that crucifix right there in less than 3 minutes after I repelled it. So we can say immediately it's not a spirit. Turn on that light there. I don't have a UV in here, unfortunately, to see if we have UV or not, but it is an interaction photo. Let's go grab UV right now, because what would UV give us? Oh, that's a lot of possible ghosts. The Goryo would have to have dots if it was Goryo. The Obake would need the UV, though. I don't think I saw any Obake shapeshifting when I was looping it around the car, but I might have missed it if it was behind the car. UV time. Maybe grab a thermometer, too, because why not? Thermometer would go ahead and give us twins or Jim. I'm assuming there's a possibility that the UV may be gone. But it touched the door. That's another opportunity there. UV. Which door did it touch? EMF reader? EMF reader is telling me it touched this door right here. You see how the arrow's becoming a full circle? That's the door. No UV, so no Obake. That's out. Thermometer inside this room is telling me it's 3 degrees Celsius in here. So it's not freezing yet. Could be delayed freezing. What else do we need to bring in here? Ghost orbs are not going to be possible because we already know it's not an Obake and it's not a Raiju. Ghost writing could be if it's a Myling, although I don't think it was that quiet of footsteps. Dots is definitely possible for Goryo. Let's bring Dots in. Goryo is my least favorite ghost in the game because the Dots ability for Goryo to me is just very annoying. I wish I could put it in a better way, but I really can't. It's very annoying to have to go ahead and place your dots down and then go all the way back to the van, especially if you're on a larger map. To go all the way back to the van just to look for dots is a bit tedious to me. And the fact that if you're doing a no evidence run, the only test the Goryo has is did it change rooms, yes or no? Put this down. Oh, that went right in the ceiling. Oh, God. Oh, no. Come back. Okay. I almost glitched out my dots there. Ghost hunted on top of me again. We'll put dots this way. That way it's shining on the left side of this wall and the right side of the wall divider. And then the camera will be looking at both of them. Another EMF 5. Double checking for freezing. 3.0. No freezing yet. Let's go look for dots. Because at this point, since we've ruled out a couple of ghosts from the first hunt, if it's dots, it's probably only going to be the Goryo. There is an orb there. Look at that. There's an orb inside the room. So that's awesome. So we have ourselves the Raiju then. We know it can't be Obake, right? The Obake requires that we have you, the Nightmare, to be Obake. The Raiju, though, has no force evidence at all. So it could be EMF and orbs for sure, which it is. We got a Raiju. My remaining objectives here are Firelight. I'm going to bring a Firelight in. I should still have my Igniter in my inventory there. And we need way more photos, too. And we only need 3 more photos, actually, so not too much. 1 salt container with 3 piles will be enough to give me all 3 photos that I need. Firelight down to the ghost room. Salt there. Listen to how speedy that ghost is right now. It's around plenty of electronic equipment, and it's just slowed down for going into my salt. Normal speed. It's outside the range of electronics right now. Back in range of electronics, because the electronics are just on the other side of that wall. There's the rappel. I got the rappel off. I'm going to turn my head camera off so it doesn't know where I went. And Raiju it is. All I need this ghost to do is to blow out my Firelight. Because we got photos right here. 1, 2, 3. Was bone acquired? I don't think bone actually was acquired. It's a smaller map. We should be able to find it relatively easily. Famous last words. Bone! Bone has been acquired. I hear the ghost has turned on the radio inside that bedroom. Maybe room change. I'm putting the lantern right here as a result. And we'll go get more lanterns just to go ahead and increase our odds at any possibility of getting that done faster. Back to the van. We don't even need it. It already did it. The moment I left the house, it blew out the Firelight, so we're done. Firelight, motion sensor, those are some objectives you don't have to be there in order for them to happen. If you can put the motion sensor down on the floor and leave the map, you can put the Firelight on the floor and leave the map. It'll go ahead and interact with it eventually if the ghost is in the area. Those are great objectives to have. So we're going to go Raiju. Let's get out of here. That's a perfect game. And there you go. Now, that was a significantly faster round than the previous 2 rounds we had done. And the reason for that is we used the curse object to force a hunt. We used our knowledge of ghosts to eliminate the first very easy low-hanging fruit ghost, and then do a little bit of evidence finding to eliminate the rest of them. When you do Nightmare gameplay in that method, it allows you to get more money and more XP in a shorter amount of time, letting you level up faster. So when people ask me, bro, Tater, how do I level up very quickly? This is one of the ways I would recommend to do it. But only if you feel very comfortable with your understanding of ghost abilities and the way that Phasmophobia works in general. Your hiding capabilities, your ability to get evidence, your ability to understand what your sanity could be without having a sanity board active inside the truck. But it could be a very quick way for you to level if you feel comfortable with doing so. Thank you all so much for watching. I do appreciate it. If you'd like to see any specific gameplay or anything from the channel content-wise, please put it down in the comments below. Would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching, and until I see you all next time, stay crispy.